The last time Kathy saw her father Michael alive was through the ground floor window of his care home. He died the next morning.
You don't imagine that your relatives' last hours are going to be spent in that way.
Kathy has taken legal action against the government, and the High Court agreed that Matt Hancock's decision to discharge thousands of asymptomatic patients into care homes was indeed illegal.
There is nothing that Hancock could say now that would make any difference. He made appalling decisions and he tried to pretend that he didn't, tried to pretend that everything was all right, even after the ruling from my judicial review. I think it's despicable.
The former health secretary returned to the COVID inquiry today.
And nothing but the truth.
And this truth is the only thing affected families want to hear.
At the time you stood on that press conference, did you believe it to be true when you said we had tried to put a protective ring around the care homes?
Yes, and I will stress the word tried. We were trying to do everything that we possibly could. We were in bleak circumstances.
But Matt Hancock's assertion has been challenged.
One person in particular said he blatantly lied about the situation with care homes. There was no blanket of protection. We were left to sail our own ships. He wasn't heartfelt. It felt like we were the sacrifice, a cull of older people who could no longer contribute to the society.
We were all pulling as hard as we possibly could to save lives. That's what I meant by saying that we tried to throw a protective ring around. Of course, it wasn't perfect. It was impossible. It was an unprecedented pandemic.
Matt Hancock has appeared here at the COVID inquiry many times before, and he's been accused of being insensitive and arrogant. And today's appearance will do nothing to diminish that criticism. He doubled down on the government's decision to discharge patients into care homes, saying it was the least worst option. And he said it in an inquiry room full of people who had lost loved ones in care homes. 18 elderly residents died from COVID at David Crabtree's 2 care homes at the start of the pandemic.
It was a question of what is the least worst solution.
Residents, carers and families want to know why.
We had cared for these people for 3 and 5 years prior to COVID coming, and to watch them die with no oxygen in care homes was appalling. I hope we've learnt lessons. It's clear that Mr. Hancock has not learnt anything.
We just need to check your pulse.
Matt Hancock insists he was doing an impossible job at a difficult time. He says he tried to protect the NHS and save lives. But the question remains, at what cost? Ashish Joshi, Sky News, at the COVID inquiry.